What's up, YouTube? Yeah, welcome back again to my channel. In this video, I would sort of like do a weekly recap as well as reflect on my actions in the previous week in the new month of February, and the things I did right and what I could have done better and also grow on. So I'm gonna start with GBP USD, right? So over the weekend when we opened on Sunday night, we had a gap down. So I did this research on GBP USD where I found out that whenever there is a gap on GBP USD, oftentimes either the same day or the next day, the gap is usually filled up. So I was looking to get a buy here at this point when, after seeing this reversal pattern for a push to the upside. Let me just do a quick replay. So usually I get into trades at after 8 a.m. in the morning. So 8 a.m. UK time. So I was looking for a break of this structure, a retest of it, and then a further continuation to the upside, right? So when market pushed up, I was waiting for a retest, which it came to do the retest, but here is where the issue came in, right? There is something that has been in my head, which will be the title of this video: the fear of winning, right? Oftentimes we self-sabotage ourselves because we are scared of losing, because we don't want to be wrong. And usually we've tested out the strategy, we've sorted it out to know fully well that this strategy works, and what is left for us as traders is to accept the risk, right? Accept the risk you are putting on before you even put on the trade, and then accept that you are already wrong until proven right by the market. This was a very big lesson for me because I did miss out, and my stop loss will have been 20 pips. I did miss out on a lot of move. My target was here initially to fill up the gap and then come to the major structure above. So I'm just going to sort of like speed this up a little bit so that this video won't be too long. As you can see, market just kept on going, and I was looking for possible retest to get into, and maybe retest of this area to get into a trade again. It didn't happen, right? Market just kept on going, and eventually a little bit of one thing here is also these are formations for continuation, right? These are continuation patterns, and it just kept on and never came back. So I wouldn't say regretful, because this is a very good setup. This is my bread and butter in trade. It is my A+ setup, and the question I just kept asking myself is, what is wrong with me? Why didn't I want to trade today? Because initially I got into the trade and then I closed it out while it was retracing. I got in a little bit early. I got in somewhere around here actually, and then I closed out the trade when I just felt it's just fear, right? I don't want to be wrong, which is a very stupid thing to have in your mind while trading. But regardless, I brought myself back to equilibrium with the market, and then I just focused on doing better with what I'm seeing on the chart. So this was an opportunity I left on the table, and yeah, it eventually hit TP the next day, and it even went up much more. So 1 to 8 in 2 days. That's enter the trade on Monday, TP on Tuesday afternoon. That's very good trade, right? And for funded accounts, you are up 8%. For phase one account, you pass the account and all of those things, right? Which is currently what I'm working with. I'm trading PROPFIRMs, and I'm just trying to use them to build capital. But that is by the way. So my next opportunity sort of came after market has gone, took out the structures, just kept on going and going to the upside. Let's speed up this a little bit more. Let me see if that could even be faster. Yeah, so when market did this, right, just hold on, let me put this back on again. So when market came to this structure, to this area, I was looking at what is the possibility of on the higher time frame, right? I'm looking at some major structures on the higher time frame. What is the possibility of GU breaking above this zone? It is very possible, right? But I'm looking to see the reaction there on the lower time frame. If it's going to break, then I'm going to take the sell. Also, based off of my thesis or my research, is that after the close of the gap on GU will go up, but then still come back in the direction of the gap, which was also what sort of like happened on GJ. We'll go to that as well just briefly. So I was looking at for this structure to be taken out downside, and then I can potentially take a risk, right? So once this happened on GU, I just took a short, right? I took a sell here, and then my stop loss was above 20 pips above, and my initial target was 1 to 3. But one of the things that I do with my trading is I don't put a TP. I let my trade run and I just watch it. I monitor and see what is going on. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit, and we're going to see how, as you can see, that market just kept on moving down gradually the day, and then the previous day it was a massive sell to the downside. So I was able to maximize really well on this trade, and then around this area was when what's it called, there was a news on GBP about the interest rate, right, that they cut interest rate, and then it just did a quick flash down, and I closed out my trade just at this tip. And then what happened next was an immediate reversal, right? I would say I paid so much attention to that area, and yeah, market reversed immediately, and I was looking at this structure to be retested, right? This major area to be retested, which it did. So I took a 1 to 8 on this one as well. I took a 1 to 8, and yeah, I'm grateful that I was able to get into that trade, and I was able to maximize it, right? So I got into another sell based off of this formation, right? I got into another sell here. There are other confluences to it, but I don't want to make the video too long, so that's why I'm not talking about my like in depth of the reasons for taking the trade. So I was having a target of this place, and then NFP happened, right? Stopped me out for a 1 to, initially this should be a 1% loss, right? But because of slippage, I was stopped out for a 1 to 1, a 1.5% loss, which is sort of expected, especially when you have a trade before news and then news happen. There is always like the chance of anything happening to trade. So eventually, as you can see, that the market came back to eventually sell. But luckily for me, I was still on the chart. After I got stopped out, I was looking at, if this structure then gets broken to the upside, then I'll look to, okay, want to take buys. But the structure didn't get broken, and then when I saw this bearish engulfing candle, I got into another short from here, and my stop loss was also above the structure, and yeah, I was able to maximize for a 1 to 3 points. I closed out somewhere around here for a 1 to 3, right? So at the end of the week, got a 1 to 8, minus 1.5, and then a 3. So overall, I still came out like extremely positive, right? Even though on GJ I did miss so many, like a very big move that is still very, very painful to me. So I got into a sell on GJ on Tuesday, right? And similar thing of the fear of winning, right? Not readily being prepared to accept the risk you are putting on. So based off of my formation, there is a pattern here that I trade that is very, very profitable for me, and my stop loss was just about 50 pips away. And when the formation showcased, I entered a trade initially. So similar thing that happened, or similar behavior that I had on GU as well. I took the trade and then I closed out when it retraced in my direction a little bit, just like this. So for me now, what I've resolved to tell myself is accept the risk before you get into the trade and let it define if you are wrong or you are right. So I did miss out on so much. Like, look at where the market eventually went to. Look at this. I missed out on like 1 to 11. This is a massive sell to the downside that I missed out on because of my not being able to control myself. You get? Not being able to control myself and understand that as a trader, I'm always here to take a risk. So I missed out on this, and then I eventually got into another one. I got into another trade after seeing this formation as well. Bearish engulfing candle and then a retest of the body, and then I had a short here, right? So I would have said, okay, I did pacify myself for getting into a trade, and all right, this was all good. But then again, for me to interpret this as a reversal rather than a continuation pattern, because this is a bear flag, right? This is a big flag pattern, and I would say my executions were not 100% perfect, and this is just the reality of trading. I'll keep growing, I'll keep getting better, and I know now that fully well my strategy works. I don't need to look at anybody else. I don't need to bother myself about what someone else is doing. Just focus fully on myself. Bring myself to be the main picture of my life and my trading, and I will excel in it. So I had a 1 to 2.5 here. I closed out my trade somewhere here, and look at what the market did as well. So I had chances to get into other trades, but I was sort of like distracted with the GU trade that I had going on, and I also wanted to not do the mistake that I did here on GU. So on GJ, so eventually I did miss out on a 1 to 10 on this as well, but it is what it is. My channel is not really to talk about strategy, because you can learn any strategy you like. I sort of like, I've watched more than 20,000 videos on YouTube in my 2 years plus of trading, trying to look for different information from people. I did pay for mentorship, got scammed once from a mentor and all of those things. And for me now, I just put in the work for myself, and I'm executing based off of what I have backtested for like more than 5 years and what I can see on the chart. So pretty much that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something for this video. I hope it makes some sense to you, right? To just don't have fear, because you can really make it big with trading if you get, and when you get your skill set right. Because say for example, even if it's say 100 pounds, right? Maybe you are risking 100 pounds and you're able to maximize all of this. By the end of the week, on Tuesday, and then on Friday, you are walking away with 1,200 pounds with a 100 pounds risk, right? And if it's 1,000, that's 12,000. If it's 10,000, that's you get. So just like that. So pretty much that's it for this video, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. Peace.